What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video and to the channel. Today you're joining me on my drive to work. I'm stuck in traffic, so it's not the best thing ever, but I'm gonna make sure I'm recording my audio properly. But yeah, guys, I'm driving in traffic. I commute about an hour and some change on a daily basis, and yes, my 440i is my commuter car. It is my daily, and you know, it's been fun. Thank you so much for all of you that are joining me on this journey and building this car. You know, it's quite interesting what's happening, and I want to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of where I'm going with this build. Currently, I have an MST Intake. Thank you so much, MST, for providing that. I have a strut brace bar that was given to me by my brother-in-law. Thank you so much, man. I have a lot of carbon parts that were given to me by Kies Motorsports. Front lip, rear diffuser, spoiler. I have the paddle shifters that I have yet to install because I haven't had the chance. I have a full stage 1 sound upgrade by Bob Sound. And I gotta tell you guys, my commute has been like phenomenal because of the sound quality. I'm a big audiophile type of guy, and I love clarity in music. You know, I'm a drummer as a background. You know, I play drums, and just being able to enjoy music at a whole different level has just been amazing. I mean, clarity, each element is precise, and I gotta tell you right now that it's made my commutes so much like just fun and honestly enjoyable. Because I can replay tracks and enjoy them at a different capacity. It doesn't make any sense to you because you gotta hear it, but it does not compare to the Harman Kardon sound system or even the bass hi-fi sound system that comes with your BMWs. But you know, it's pretty amazing, guys. So I totally recommend it. Bob Sound sent me a full stage 1 upgrade, which is tweeters, woofers, subwoofers, basically everything besides the amplifier. I think I may just get the amplifier because I love feeling a good kick. And I even tweaked out the equalizer according to Bob Sound's recommended EQ settings. Of course, I've kind of, you know, dabbled with it a little bit, but it made a big difference, and I love the way it sounds, guys. I made a video on it. It's on my Instagram, my recommended EQ settings. You can follow my Instagram here, and you can go and check it out for yourselves. But guys, I want to answer your questions while I'm in traffic. From YouTube. You know, a lot of you have been really kind and leaving me questions on my comments, and I want to get to them. So I want to answer them on this video, because that's something I love to do, is just give you guys all the shout outs that I can, because hey, you're supporting me, so let me throw some love back to you guys, right? So let's get to it. So we're going to start about a month's worth of comments. Keep an eye out for your name, and if you find your name, leave a comment below and let me know if I answered your question properly or not. But yeah, and guys, I always try to respond to the comments. You guys have been so kind to me and always supporting the channel, so I always reply back. But I figured, you know what, why not give you a better breakdown through a live video. All right, so the first comment or question, it's Gus Phantom. Sorry if I butcher your name, guys. I'm horrible at reading names, so I'm gonna put your username or a screenshot of your message there either way. So, Guts Phantom, yeah, Guts Phantom says you should tune your car, just cause. Well, you know, I really thought about it. The B58 would be really fun to tune. I mean, it would probably put me at a M2, probably M3 level, because it would probably give me around up to 400 horsepower. Right now, this car is running 320, 335 wheel horsepower. Pro Tuning Freak states that it adds up to 86 horsepower, which is a lot. So that would easily put me at a 400 level range. So it's gonna be a lot of power, honestly. And I don't think I wanna do that just yet, because even though the B58 can handle it, not like my 320i, the F30 I had before, the N20 motor, that one could not handle a tune because it just threw off the compression ratios, it threw off a lot of timing, and it caused more wear and tear on the cylinder. So it did not work out that well. And on top of that, California does not have the best fuel quality. So my 91 here, it's 91 ACN, and if you are a tuner, if you have a boot mod, you'll see on the fine what's the thing called? The caution, right? The little small fine print that says this is for poor quality states of fuel. And I'm like, wow. So I have crap quality gas. And if I put in a 91 ACN tune on this car, I just don't know. If I had 93 octane, I think it would be an easy thing to just say, yeah, let's do it. But unfortunately, I don't. So I may hold off on it. I'm not sure. I'm so tempted, but I still have to do some research on that. Let's see, what else do we got? We have MB Iker. Hi, I have a 316. My 2015 has a very bad idle. Rough enough. I removed the MAF, but the idle remains same. So you're basically asking me if you recommend how do I go about cleaning a dirty MAF. So I have a whole video on it, MTB Iker. The MAF sensor does control idling issues. So if you warm up your car on cold start and it settles and it does one of these thingies, yeah, I would check that out. Maybe wash your MAF. I have a video on it. You can check it up here. It's an easy process. Takes like maybe 10 minutes. You need I believe it's a T20 Torx bolt to unscrew both of those bolts. You unplug the sensor. You take out the MAF and wash it, you know, with that spray. Make sure it dries, because if you put that back in there and it's exposed to just electricity, then you're screwed. So make sure it dries up enough, completely 100%, and plug it back in, and that should solve it. If that does not solve it, there could be a lot of other variables like spark plugs, coil packs, bad fueling. I mean, how's when's the last time you changed your air filter? You know what I mean? Stuff like that could really play an issue with having a rough idle, based off my experience. All right, next question. We have Rock Fitness. Rock Fitness says, did you switch out your front bumper? If so, I'm trying to get the same thing. Bruh. Did you guys see that? This Mustang over here is trying to take me on, and there's a police up ahead. So, bruh, good luck. And thank you so much, Waze. This is great. Oh, it's on this side. Well, I guess that's just not going to work. Yeah, a homeboy was trying to taunt me. I get so many people trying to taunt me. Like, bruh, I'm trying to record a video while I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really bad, right? But yeah, he was straight up taunting me. Anyways. So basically you're asking me if I swapped out my bumper and where did I get it. You're trying to do the same thing because you have the same model. So Rock Fitness, yes, I did swap out the front bumper on my F30, my 320i to be exact. Yeah, I had to. You know, it was one of those things where I'm not a big fan of the closed lip look on my F30. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this picture. You see how that front lip is just like, it's closed? I'm not a fan. So I love the M Sport bumper, which is the one that I got, and that's the same one that Kies Motorsports has. So I would reach out to Kies Motorsports, send them an Instagram message, let them know you saw this video, or you can mention me, and I'm sure they can help you out with something. I can't promise that they will give you a certain percentage of a discount or a discount in general, but they've been so gracious with me and helping out every single person that I send their way. So reach out to them. And if you're in LA, I know a guy in Van Nuys that painted my bumper for like $300. Yeah, super quality. He's starting off his own shop. He used to work for a paint company a paint shop for autos for, I think it was like 10 or something like that years, a lot of years. And now he wants to branch out and do his own thing, because guess what? The industry in the paint world, they're just nickel and diming people. So he said, I'm not going to charge you $800 to paint your front bumper. I'm going to charge you, obviously, the paint and my labor and some of my benefits, but $300 is more than enough for a front bumper. Anyways, all I have to say, I know a guy. But yeah, I did change it. It's the M Sport bumper. All right, next question. DJ Governor. Hey Rad, I've coded this feature on my 420 2017, but I still ain't working. Any suggestions? It's the flashing tail lights. So, you know, on my F30 320i, and I believe the same thing on the 328, the flashing tail lights may not work all the time, but you may have to it may work only when you forcibly press the brakes. Like, I think it's an issue with the sensitivity on the brakes, not so much on the actual coating. The coating is there. Once you switch it from like full flash to flashing LED. It's a matter of just now sensitivity for the pedal to communicate with the tail lights. I hope that makes sense. So what I learned is that on other cars besides the 320, maybe the 328s, you press the brakes and it just flashes. But on my car specifically, I had to like really brake down hard and then it flashed. It's just, you know, we drive 320s, man. There's a few perks that we just don't get. So yeah. Next question. All right. Death Row asked, what do you think about InGen versus MST? It's a very good question, man. I did respond on the comment, but I wanted to be just open to everybody here that can see this. So when you're talking about intakes in general, right? InGen makes a quality product from what I've seen. I've personally used MST already twice on 2 different vehicles, and I gotta tell you, with MST, I've experienced 0 problems, 0. Obviously, it's debatable on how these intakes bring out performance. I could see a small performance on the throttle and just the overall response of the car. Obviously, sound, you know, difference, right? You hear more swooshing. But here's the thing with intakes. I go for the intake because of sound improvement on the engine. And what I mean by that is that an intake, for me, a big win would be for me to hear it. I'm not a fan of total enclosed intakes. I mean, I've seen a few of them. I'm not gonna name the companies, but I have seen a few intakes that's a complete enclosure, same thing as the stock airbox. And for me, that doesn't do it for me, because I'm like, great, it's cool, it looks cool and all. It may be carbon fiber, it may not, it may just have a different look to it, but if it's sealed up like that, I'm not gonna hear it. And to be quite honest, I'm personally doing it for sound upgrade. So the InGen, I'm not too familiar with how it sounds. I am familiar with how it looks, but I personally recommend MST because I personally have been using it. It may be biased, but I love how loud this intake just spools. I mean, gosh, it's so much induction. It's insane. But also, as reference, Kies Motorsports uses MST on a lot of their cars. So they did a video on it on their M340i, and my God, it's so loud. So just to give you an idea of why I'm choosing MST, you know. So, sorry, I'm trying to merge, so I know this clicking sound's not the best. Anyways, yeah, so I hope that answered your question. MST InGen, I would always recommend MST because they're just great people to work with and their products are amazing. Next question. This next question is by Sa Ali. Out of interest, does anyone have a 340? I want to know how good it is. Would love one if I could afford it. If I could find one decent with my budget. It's much better than a 328i, and if so, is it much quicker on paper? And he also says, will be a bit underwhelmed if I spend a fortune to upgrade. Thanks. So Shah Ali, thanks for that question, man. The 340 and the 440 have the same engine, just different body styles, really. If you want to think about it this way, all BMWs, the first number represents the series class. So you're talking different body styles, maybe different seats. It could be narrow to wide, big, long. I mean, it just really depends on the series class that differentiates how big the vehicle is. The 1 series are small, 2 a little bit bigger. A 3, it's your typical sedan, right? Like a Camry sized car. 4, it's a little bit bigger. 5, 6, 7, 8, I mean, just get bigger, longer, and it's just insane how these cars just... Anyways, that's the first number. The second 2 numbers, right? The last 2 numbers, basically. The 20s, 28s, 40s, 45s, 35s. I didn't go in sequential order. But differentiates on motor and also, I think primarily motor, right? Because you could get M Sport packages, I mean, but that's the way I differentiate it, right? So all the 20s, 28s, the last 2 numbers, it's an N20 motor. 35s, I believe, are N55, N54. The 40s are B58s. Now, 340 and 440, same engines, different body styles. The 340, it's a beautiful car. My brother-in-law has it. My wife loves it because the size of the car is perfect for her. Honestly, man, the 340s, it's top of its class until you get to the M3. Same thing with the 440. The 440 is top of its class until you get to an M4. So with that saying, you are going to pay a high premium because it's top of its class before you hit M performance, like true M performance, not just throwing the badge at the end. The badge will be in the front. So, but all that to say though, man, you may pay a high premium. If you find a used one, do it. The B58 motor can handle a lot. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I've been abusing this motor and I had zero issues, right? And I know it's stock and I'm planning on keeping it stock, but it's a beautiful motor. I chopped the muffler, I removed the axle back, and it just sounds phenomenal. It sounds aggressive, but not overly annoying, if that makes any sense. But all that to say is try to find one. If you get it, go for it, and just maintain that motor really well, man, because like anything else, these motors can be messed up if you do something wrong. If you tune it, you may just bite yourself. You may just kick yourself later because it's just not gonna be fun. But yeah, I hope that helped. I don't know if it was much value to you, but yeah, I mean, if you want to get a 340, dude, go for it. That's going to be a big upgrade from a 320i, I'll tell you that right now. By Birkenstock Jesus, that's a funny name. Did this affect MPG? And he's talking about me removing my muffler. No. Well, yes and no. Typically, removing the muffler from your car, the axle back, it does a couple of things, I think. Personally, it removes weight because I think that thing weighs like almost 42 pounds or 50 pounds. That's pretty heavy. So I just removed weight, which theoretically less weight means a lighter car, which means a car will be working less and gives you more gas, more miles per gallon, right? But that's not to say though that you'll be saving gas, because guess what? If you want to hear the motor, you gotta rev it sometimes. And I'm not behaving. Now that I hear that motor loud, I want people to hear me. So because of my stupidity, I waste more gas because I want to hear that motor. But theoretically, because you remove the axle back, and that will not affect MPGs at all. In fact, it should probably help you because you lost weight. But it won't cause you. If you drive normal, I mean, if you're not an idiot like me, you should be fine. But for the most cases, most people that chop their axle back, you're gonna waste gas. I hope that helped. All right, where are we at? It's a quick question. Christian Adams, thank you for asking this question. Did you get a check engine light? And this is a reference to removing my muffler, again, my axle back from the 440i. No, and I can see why you're asking that question because the N20s, I believe the 328, I may be wrong because this may have a flap control. So most cars have an exhaust flap. So when you're on Eco and Comfort, there's a little like window, if you will, a little flap that opens and closes to kind of isolate the sound when you're on Comfort, right? Because you're in Comfort mode, or in Eco Pro. It closes the flap, making your exhaust very faint. You want to hear it. When you're in sport mode, again, your sportiness, you want to open the flap and it's just going to be really aggressive, right? So I believe the 328s have that exhaust flap. So there's an actuator at the bottom of the exhaust that controls it when you go from Eco to Comfort to Sport. So I unplugged it. Right now it's just strapped to a cable. I have it like zip tied so it won't dangle on the street. But no, I unplugged it and it doesn't cause a check engine light. There is no sensor on it. Even though it is a switch, it did not cause a check engine light when I unplugged it. Right now it's literally unplugged and I have no check engine light. I mean, I have this like passenger restraint malfunction thing that I have to deal with, but that's nothing related to my axle back. But yes, to answer your question, no, it does not cause a check engine light to pop up. All right, Tyler Marshall asked, is the adapter you have in the description still the best option to get? So you're referencing my OBD2 adapter that I used on most of my videos on the F30. I have a new partnership now with OBD Link. They are phenomenal people. They make quality products. I have the MX Plus and the MX, both of their products. I hope I didn't butcher that. But I would recommend that you go with OBD Link just because you're paying for a higher quality product that will last you longer. What I've learned is from the last product, it's a great product and all, it's great, but mine already broke. It's not that great of plastic material, and the reader is getting kind of flimsy, so now it's having connection issues. It's great for those short-term fixes, but if you want something long-term, something that can be there for a very long time, I will go with OBD Link, and it's fast, it's responsive. I'll put the description below on how to get yourself the one that I got, and yeah, it's a great tool to have, guys. I mean, hey, you can clear codes, check for codes, and just really maintain the overall health of your car. So yes, I totally recommend it. All right, I think this will be the last question because this video is dragging, guys. All right, this question's by Carl. Carl says, where did you get that transparent cover? Yes, you're referencing my community post of my intake, which I just made a video about it as well. It's up here. Guys, MST makes the craziest looking intakes ever. I had the first version of this similar intake where it was just a heat shield over my intake airbox, but you know, I love the presentation, it's great and all, but I was on the fence at that time from choosing this over a carbon fiber intake because I was going for more aesthetics, right? Sound quality, I mean, it's a big difference from the MST and the carbon fiber, but now I was going for looks. But the MST intake, besides the fact that it offers amazing sound, they have this clear case that shows off the intake. That just looks rad, guys. I mean, my God, going to an auto show and putting in that clear case over your airbox and showing off the air cone, it just looks freaking amazing, guys. So if you want one, go to MST, hit them up on Instagram, let them know you saw this video and mention, hey, I want to get an intake kit for my whatever BMW you have, and I'm sure they can help you out with something. They're just phenomenal people. They are so cool to work with. So yeah, guys, but hey, thank you so much for sticking through this video. If you watched it up to this point, thank you so much. Guys, I'm gonna get through the rest of the questions. I just have a lot of questions to get through, and I figured I could knock them out while I'm driving in traffic because I have an hour drive. So, but I don't want to make an hour video because that would be just ridiculous, right? And I don't know, would you guys watch an hour-long video of this? Yeah, I don't know. Leave me a comment below. If you don't, I mean, I'll stick to like the 8-minute, 10-minute videos. But guys, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for the support, guys. You have no idea how much this has impacted my life. It's just really cool and awesome to get this support from all of you. But thanks again, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.